Hey!
Hi, so glad that you are here. I am Heather Paris of liveinspirednow.com, and this is my husband.
Thad Paris.
Not shoulda, not coulda, not woulda, but did. This is my husband, Thad Paris, also of liveinspirednow.com, and I have Bellatrix Lestrange here tonight. Thad, do you know who that is? You don't.
Let's say Harry Potter.
Harry Potter world. So for those of you Harry Potter nerds like me, you know who Bellatrix Lestrange is. So kind of proud of it tonight, even though she's a bad guy, bad gal. Anyway, hi, welcome to Killing the Cliche, What the Gurus Get Wrong and Why You Shouldn't Listen. And tonight we are killing the cliche or the phrase or the quote, whatever you want to call it. Life's not happening to you. It's happening for you. Wrong.
Another way of putting that would be, why do bad things happen to good people?
Right. And what do I have to say about that? Life is just happening. Life's not happening to you. Life's not happening for you. Life is just happening.
It just is.
It just is. And your happiness depends on how you respond to it, right? So we're going to give you some tips tonight to deal with difficulties, challenges, aka life in general. But first, let me ask you, have you ever had something really horrible happen to you and somebody said, it's all just happening for you?
Or there must be a lesson for you to learn.
There's a lesson for you to learn. And while that might be true, is that necessarily the best thing to tell somebody when they're in the middle of a shitstorm?
No.
No, absolutely
That's a pro
not.
tip right there.
That's a pro tip. We are going to be offering, just as an FYI, we are going to be offering free one-on-one sessions with myself or with Thad. And we're going to put the link in the comments. Thad is going to put the link in the comments. And this free session is going to help you discover what mindsets might actually be holding you back. Things that you're, like these kinds of phrases or cliches that you're living your life by, and you don't even know that they're sabotaging you. So that free mindset session is going to be available to you, even if you're watching the replay. And if you are watching the replay, thank you so much for joining us. And so Thad's going to put that link in there, and if you know how, you can share this to your wall too, so it'll be on there. And I just realized, I don't know how to do that, so I'll let you handle that, and I'll get talking. So,
all right.
But feel free to jump in. Yeah,
I will.
Okay, great. So let me give you a little. I'll share my story while you're doing that. Okay. So one of the stories that I thought about for an example for this cliche was when my best friend died. My best friend Blake, he's been gone a long time.
It's been a few years.
It's been a long time now, very long time. And, to this day, and now obviously it's been over 10 years. Obviously I can talk about it without bawling my face off, but it's, it'll always be a little painful. But that didn't happen for me. It wasn't for my benefit. It wasn't to teach me something. Did it teach me some things? Yeah, I did absolutely learn from it, but that wasn't for my benefit. Life didn't make that happen for me. My friend died because of an aneurysm. It wasn't
plain and simple.
Plain and simple. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't my fault. But how I reacted to that was my responsibility. So there was three, we were three best friends, me, Carrie, and Blake. And if you've read my book, you know about this. My hair, I just gotta play with it. It's just so big, right? Anyway, so, my good friend, share this too, so it'll be on there. And I just realized, I don't know how to do that. Noise interruption.
Whoa.
So one of my good friends, she got really depressed, and she crawled into bed and didn't come out of her bed for several years. I mean, she got super, super depressed and didn't process through it. Myself, I got busy. Helping and serving. And to me, I always believe that you can process your pain through compassion. Do you know what I mean? Process your pain through compassion. Are you distracted still? It's okay. I'll keep talking. Sorry. So while I did learn from that experience, I learned a lot of things, especially about myself and having to deal with pain and losing my best friend. But I never, ever believed, and I still don't, that that happened for my benefit. Because I think that's stupid, frankly. I don't think that life happens for our benefit or for our hindrance. It's not happening to hurt us either. I've heard people say that, oh, life is always kicking me in the pants. I always, get the short side of the stick. That's just life. Sometimes life sucks. So I want to give you guys some tips to deal with difficulties or challenges.
That's a mindset. So
it is a mindset.
If you believe that, life has dealt you a poor hand and you continue to believe that, then you're going to continue to receive a poor hand. So if you change your mindset or that BS story that you're telling yourself, you can change the outcome.
Right, exactly. And if you believe that life is happening to you, then you're the victim. If you believe life is happening for you, then you're going to be disappointed a lot, and you're going to think that these challenges and these struggles are coming because they're supposed to teach you something.
Right.
Let me tell you, there's not a lesson in everything. Sometimes things just happen because they're crappy, right? Or sometimes we just make stupid decisions.
Right. Yeah.
There's not a lesson in everything.
Stupid decisions.
Yeah, that is a lesson. So some tips to deal with difficulties and challenges or life in general, because sometimes life just sucks, right? So the number one thing that I tell my clients to do is to take personal responsibility, because it's super, super empowering. Listen, I know how hard it is to take personal responsibility. My first husband was an alcoholic, and so I constantly wanted to blame him for all of the things that went wrong back then. But guess what? I married an alcoholic. Nobody forced me. I didn't nobody had a gun to my head, I decided to get married to somebody that should have been a client, not a husband. And once, when I was the victim and everything was his fault because he was an alcoholic, I had no power. But once I took personal responsibility, I became so empowered, because I had the opportunity to create how I wanted my life to be from that point forward. I had a way to not be a victim anymore. I had a way to take my power back and be that badass, kick-ass woman that I really, truly am, and to make decisions that were in my better interest going forward. So taking personal responsibility is, to me, I think, number one.
Own it.
You have to own it. And you have to remember, too, that when things happen to us, now that's an example of something that I did. I knowingly married an alcoholic. I was stupid. I thought I could fix them, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes things happen to us that are out of our control. And that's
car
not
accident.
Right. And I believe that's not happening for us, but it did happen to us.
Sure.
And it's not our fault, but it is our responsibility. Right. It's not your fault if somebody does something bad to you, or if you have an accident. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to own what you do next or how you feel about that. And to me, again, that just goes back to taking my power back, because if I can own some of that, then I feel powerful. If I feel like I'm out of control and the universe is just doing everything for me, that it's just like, where's my personal power? Right. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
So I like to take personal responsibility, and I realize that not everything is about fault, but it is definitely about responsibility. I want to live by my own rules. I want to accept and reject people as I see fit, because not everybody belongs in your life, even family members. And that's one of the number one things that I deal with clients. They come in and they feel like they can't release family members from their inner circle because they're blood related.
Right.
Which is crazy. If somebody is abusive or neglectful or hurtful or just a jerk, you don't have to keep them in your life because you have a blood relation.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm not blood related to this guy. He's my best friend. my best friend and my husband, and I love him dearly.
Do anything for each other.
Right.
That's loyalty, but...
and we're married, but we're not blood related. But
right.
People think that just because you're blood related to your family members that you have this loyalty. Where is that? Where is that the rule? Where is that written?
I've never seen it written anywhere.
Exactly. So, and question everything. Question everything. Like there's that story. Did I say that like dramatically?
No, I was just trying to come up with something witty to say.
Oh.
Where I could question what you just said, but...
oh, I see.
I couldn't.
You gotta think quicker.
Yeah.
Think quicker, buddy.
Game tonight.
You want the magic Harry Potter wand? Okay.
No.
There's that story where the lady, I don't know the exact story, but the lady is making a ham for dinner. In our case, we'll call it a tofurkey.
Or
right?
a vegan ham.
Vegan ham. So the lady's making a vegan ham for dinner. And she cuts the ends off the vegan ham, puts it in the pan. And her daughter says, why do you cut the ends off of the ham? She said, well, that's why my mother did it. Well, why did Grandma cut it off? I don't know. Let's call her. So they call Grandma and they say, Grandma, why on holidays when you make a ham, a vegan ham, do you cut the ends off? And she said, well, that's how I learned from my mother. And so they called the great-grandmother. And the great-grandmother says, well, I always cut the ends off the ham because I didn't have a pan big enough to fit the ham. So they've been cutting the ends off and they all have pans that fit it now, but that's just what they've been doing because that's what they've been, habituated.
Right.
Because that's what they learned. So question everything. Why do you think what you think? Why do you say what you say? And why do you do what you do? And make sure it's something that serves you. And you're not just blindly saying something or believing something because that's what you've always done.
Yeah, so the majority of your beliefs either come from a life experience that you've had or from your upbringing. So you're free to change those beliefs.
Anytime.
Anytime.
And you don't need a magic wand.
You do need some skills, but you don't need a magic wand.
I just so want to poke you with this thing. I can't help it. Sorry. You don't need skills. You need a good coach.
Yeah.
Plug. Shameless plug. Okay. So let's get on to the next one. Oh, take the pressure off. You do not have to live your life. I am inspired Heather Paris. Right here. I literally wrote the book. Live Inspired Now. And I am telling you, you do not have to live your life by an inspirational self-help quote, meme, phrase, cliche, right? You
Absolutely.
don't. If it serves you, great. That's wonderful. But if it doesn't, that's okay too. Your feelings are valid, and everyone.
I think what you're trying to say is like you don't have to fit into every single mantra or every single inspirational quote that you've ever heard. Not all of them apply to everyone all the time, right?
I'm sorry, I got distracted because April says she loved my hair.
Nope, no distractions.
I can't help it. Thank you, April.
All right.
Okay, so back to it. Sorry, I just want to say your feelings are valid, and this whole just let go, let go and let God, or life's happening for you. You know what? No, you're allowed to have feelings. You should have feelings. You should experience your feelings and process through your feelings. It's not just a simple let's go. People are very quick to, and believe me, I love inspirational quotes. I write them all the time.
Wear them. Sometimes we wear them.
Write them, wear them, live by them, but only if they serve and if we've questioned them to make sure that they're appropriate for our life, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
So, for Carly and Kirsty.
Oh, shout outs.
Yes, shout outs for Carly and Kirsty, who are overseas in England, so they're going to watch this on the replay because they're probably in bed right now. You don't have to live by these quotes. And if you don't, there's nothing wrong with you. So if you don't believe in, like, for example, all the gurus out there are saying, Tony Robbins, anyone you can think of, all the self-help gurus are saying, life is happening for you. We don't believe that. Live by the quotes that serve you. Live and love the quotes that serve you. And those that don't, let them go. It's okay. And you know what? If you make a mistake or you're having a rough patch or you're not feeling particularly inspirational today, so what? I can tell you the honest truth. When I woke up, I was in a funk. I received a yucky email from somebody that was not so nice, an internet troll. We'll call this person a troll.
That's the nice way of saying it.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, I didn't have an attitude of gratitude. I had an attitude of I'd like to go punch people in the face. It's okay.
You get those days sometimes.
Right, and what did I do? I processed through them. I talked to my husband and best friend about it, and he helped me, and he gave me a big hug and a kiss, and he made me feel better, and then I went on with my day. So, don't think that you have to be this inspirational cheerleading guru all the time. You know what? Sometimes you just have crappy days, and I certainly had one today. So that's for Carly, shout out for Carly and Kirsty, and I love you ladies so much, and I'm so grateful that you guys watch and listen. So things, basically the gist of this is things happen because of life, not because you didn't follow a quote, not because you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, not because you made a mistake, but simply because sometimes life just sucks.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Sometimes life just sucks. And, don't compare yourself to anybody. This isn't a contest. Life isn't a game or a contest. Just do your best. Live your best life and get through it and question. Because, again, you don't want to be cutting the ends off your vegan ham if you don't need to be. Just like life's not happening for me. When I've gone through some serious tragedy and trauma in my life, when somebody says, oh, well, this is all happening for your greater good, it makes me frankly want to punch them in the face. I would never do that, and I don't advocate for real violence. However, imaginary violence is pretty helpful when it comes to processing feelings.
It's always funny.
It is always funny. So I say breathe, think, react. My quote that I do live by because I wrote it myself and I love it is act kindly, react thoughtfully, and interact compassionately. And I don't think you can go wrong with that.
It's a good one.
Personally. But
personal
that's
favorite.
Just my personal favorite too, but that's just my opinion. If that for some reason doesn't serve you, then do not follow it because you are your own guru. You don't need a guru. You are your own guru. That reminds me to talk about God. Ready for that one?
Do you want a drum roll?
No. It is my personal opinion that God has given you everything that you need to be successful. Mm-hmm. And then he steps back and he lets you live your life and mess it up as much as you choose.
Right.
Right? It's like if you continue to eat terrible food and junk food all day long and you refuse to exercise, but then you sit around praying for God to make you healthy and thin.
Yeah.
When I believe God's given you everything already to make you healthy and thin. Like, for example, legs to walk on, right?
Access to clean, healthy foods.
Access to clean water, clean, healthy foods, like everything that we need. Why would you destroy yourself and then ask somebody to fix that? That, again, is not taking personal responsibility. It's like refusing to wear your seatbelt and saying, God will protect me if I'm ever in a crash. And then you crash and die and you go up there and God says, I gave you seatbelts. Like, I've given you the earth. I've given you every resource and tool to take care of yourself, to live your best life. But if you don't choose to do that for yourself, then really,
yeah,
be smart. Be smart. Make decisions that are in your best interest and understand that you are in charge of creating your life. And God will cheer you on, but he's not going to like get you out of the bind. And this is my opinion. I don't know about you. I actually do know about you, but I don't know about them, right?
Right.
I really believe that God loves us and has given us everything that we need to be successful, but it's up to us to be responsible with all of those things. Do you agree?
I absolutely do.
You're kind of quiet tonight on tonight's call.
I'm soaking it all in. You're doing such a great job. I don't even need to say anything.
Thanks. It's the hair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, this hair obsession tonight. Okay, so Again, we are giving away free sessions with either myself or with Thad, whichever you prefer. And all you have to do is click the link that's in the comments. It's liveinspirednow.com/schedule appointment. And if you click that, then the schedule opens and it's totally free. There's no charge, no credit card required, none of that. You just book your appointment, and then when you book it, you call me at that time of your appointment, because we're going to discuss what mindsets might actually be holding you back and sabotaging you that you don't even know about. You might be cutting the ends off your vegan ham, not even realizing why, and understanding that you don't even have to do that.
That's the best part. So you've kind of got this category where, or feeling like you recognize that something's not right and you need to change, right? So we can definitely help there. But then there's a whole other group of people that are just kind of like thinking, oh, everything's just fine. And then we can highlight some things that you probably didn't even notice that could make it even better.
Absolutely. Minor little tweaks sometimes make all the difference. Oh, and you know what I say too? Like anytime opportunities like these come up, like I was just on a free call this past week with a coach, and like I took advantage of a free call that he had offered me. And, you know, just that little tiny tweak was a huge, huge help.
Yeah.
A huge help. So there's opportunities with...
Yeah, even if you think everything's going good,
yeah, I mean...
reach out.
Exactly.
We can make good great.
Oh, I like that. We can make good great, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't want to make this call go on for too much longer. Again, click the link. Thad put the link in the comments, and so all you have to do is click it, set up your time with us or me or Thad, and call us at that time, and you'll get an email confirmation and all that stuff. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Coach training is open for enrollment, so if you want to learn how to live your best life, how to take good to great, is that what you said? Good to great, great to excellent. If you want to learn how to be the voice of reason in your circle of influence, whether it's your family, your kids, your husband, your friends, your family, your coworkers, your colleagues, or your business, Coach training is open for enrollment, and it is awesome. So all you have to do for that to get information is to go to liveinspirednowcoaching.com, which I will write in the comments. Thad, do you want to say anything before we go?
Just do it.
Oh, you got the cat got your tongue to it? I think I've cast a spell on him. A quiet spell.
That's it.
That's it. Have a wonderful evening. I'm Heather Paris of liveinspirednow.com, founder of the Live Inspired Now Coach Training School, my amazing husband and COO of the company. We are so glad that you joined us tonight. Thank you so much, and we can't wait to get on the call with you and have a conversation about cutting the ends off of your vegan ham, and let's find out what your vegan ham is. So have a wonderful evening, everyone, and thanks for watching the replay, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
See ya.